An unusual legal case is being heard in the court of Yaroslavl, a dog being the subject of the dispute. But it's not just a dog, it's a pedigree titled and obviously a valuable one. Several years ago, two women have acquired a Bavarian mountain hound as a joint property. It was decided that one of them would bring up, feed, take care of health and breeding. The other will act as public relations manager, providing for the pet's career growth. The dog named Eto has resided in two countries, Germany and Russia, like his two owners did. Crafts is one of the world's most famous dog shows. The pedigree Bavarian mountain hound called Eto is in the ring. The fortune of this titled dog was very much influenced by the decisions of the judges at the dog shows. It has become a world vice champion, a champion of Russia, Latvia, Armenia, Poland. This time its future depends on the civil cases judge. Two owners have declared their rights to the property, as a dog is a property according to the law. One of them is enologist Julia Argutinskaya, a descendant of an ancient princely dynasty. The other is Nadezhda Drozdova, a breeder and a doctor from Yaroslavl. In 2017, two of them have acquired the dog for €800. My opponents state that they have purchased the dog for commercial purposes. My intention was to acquire a pet for love, spending time together, as well as participation in dog shows, not for commercial purposes, says Julia. No written agreement for joint property was signed. However, a verbal arrangement was that the dog resides with Julia. She's in charge of feeding, healthcare, training. Nadezhda was supposed to run the function of a public relations manager, arrange for participation in dog shows, advertising and breeding. Profits should have been divided between them. 3 years later, the former mates led a cat and dog life. The claim for being recognized as sole owner was filed by Argutinskaya. The defendant is prepared to part with the pet, but only provided she gets a compensation for lost profits. Nadezhda's representative states, Argutinskaya in this case has violated the agreements that existed at the time of the purchase of this dog. She did not make the dog available for breeding. Two commercial mating events that could have taken place and bring a profit were missed. Hold on, says Julia. Money should be split fairly. Here were the excerpts from her claim. She was bearing all the expenses for the champion dog, training, preparation for dog shows, flights. Only the dog's feeding expenses during 4 years were as much as ₹500,000. Julia says, once I left the dog with the defendants for mating, so that the defendant got puppies from Eto. To my great disappointment, I found the dog in an awful state, downtrodden, skinny and miserable. Now the dog lives with Julia in Germany. It should be fine, but the original documents, including the pedigree certificate, are in Yaroslavl with Drozdova. Living without these documents is like living without a passport. The demandant is seeking a decision to become a sole owner of the dog and reclaim the original documents which the defendant is holding. The documents should be handed in to the demandant for her subsequent ownership registration of the dog. Ekaterina Kovalova, who acted as a witness in the court, has made this non-trivial case even more acute. When Ekaterina purchased the dog from the defendant's kennel, Drozdova proposed her co-ownership, suggesting her support, while Ekaterina was an inexperienced owner. Ekaterina says, "It turned out to be slightly different. What kind of problems did you have?" The problem was that I did not have the original documents, that Nadezhda was unavailable, and now I owe her the money for mating. How much did she want? About 90,000 rubles. It has turned out impossible to make a decision regarding the dog's future in one court session.